Welcome to TerryWilson3.com.
This is the Terry Wilson, really?
Hey, Tony, this is Terry Wilson with TerryWilson3.com. How are you?
You personally are calling me back.
Get ready to discover, develop, and monetize your skills and talents with Terry Wilson.
Thank Christopher B. This is Terry Wilson, and you are listening to my podcast here at TerryWilson3.com. Hope everyone's having a wonderful...
Me and River fighting over mics. No big deal.
Hand me that microphone. Hope everyone's having a safe Labor Day weekend. I know a lot of you guys, especially you guys down in Florida and parts of Georgia, and even here in the Carolinas, the forecast doesn't look good. So stay safe out there, stay dry. Where our thoughts and prayers are with you guys. But tonight we're talking about the process for higher profits. Tonight I want to share a little something, but I find it very interesting, guys, that I can come out with all different types of content and post them on my blog, different podcasts we do, different newsletters I publish, and inevitably, 100% of the time, if I put something in there like how to make $500 a day with RMP, or how to make how I made $40,000 this month at TW3, the click rate, the open rate, everything will be, as some would say, huge.
On fleek is what the young kids say.
On fleek is what some of the kids would say. But if I put...
We don't say that anymore, for the record.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
You killed it 2 weeks ago. We stopped.
Oh, man.
There was a memo. That is correct.
You didn't send it to me?
If I
There's a
was
reason.
to say how to have greater influence with a larger audience, or how to close more, or how to negotiate better, any of those things, moderately to okay open rate.
But you put something in there about that money.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. It is those skill sets of influence and sales and marketing and all of that drives the money. Mm-hmm. And it's just it's telling on the human psychology. It really is. So tonight, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the process for higher profits. And I want to be very clear, because I know we live in a culture and society that nuance is lost on. So you just have to be blunt. you can't leave.
No tiptoeing through the tulips.
No tiptoeing. So let me just be clear for those who are listening to this podcast live now, or maybe come back and listen to it in a recording later on. What I'm going to be showing tonight and what we're going to be talking about has nothing to do with multi-level marketing, network marketing, or anything like that. Not that I'm making a judgment toward those things, by the way. I'm neither here for them or against them. To each his own. Okay. So I've got a lot of members that are in network marketing, MLM. Great. I'm thankful that they're here. I'm glad they're finding value in our product. And I have other people, as soon as they hear the word MLM or network marketing, they have this allergic reaction. And so if you're that type of person, chill out, because what I'm going to show has nothing to do with that. Now, who says that? Is that my opinion? No, the Federal Trade Commission says that, and I'll tell you how. When this business was first designed and launched, I was forbidden by federal regulators to own, operate, or even associate with any business, product, or plan, or even affiliate with anything that had to do with MLM. And here's the reason why. I had my securities license and credentials. And so anything I did, any business I got involved in, anything I own, I had to submit papers. I had to show them what I'm doing, and they had to give me the okay before I could ever do it. So it's not a matter of my opinion. It's not me saying, oh, this is, trying to be defensive. No, it's
You're
just
legally bound.
I'm just legally.
Yeah.
Now, I'm no longer, in full disclosure, I'm no longer in the insurance and in securities and all of that. But the business model, the tools, the technology, the training, everything that was originated back 11 years ago when I first started is the same. Okay. So nothing has changed except the technology. Okay. So just know that what I'm going to show tonight is not only something I can do and have done, but you're going to hear from Lindsay. You're going to hear from other people. And they're probably already on here tonight. People like Greenbacks and Quackenbush and Tom from Chi-Town and Bam Bam from the Left Coast and Miss Sweet Linda and Miss Sweet Caroline and all of these folks. hundreds of members and clients over the years that have found success. So for anybody that says, well, that'll work for Terry because of whatever reason you want to give me, but it wouldn't work for me because fill in the blank. Well, I can tell you, I can find and point to a member somewhere in this business that I can show you that has a similarity with you in background, temperament, mindset, skill set, and everything else. So what I'm showing you has not only worked for me, but has worked for several others. And what I'm going to show you tonight is something that not only you can make money with in reselling it, but make money in using it. And that's very important and a distinction. Some of our top income producers and some of our top people that use our platform do not resell our system. They simply use it as a tool. Matter of fact, go back and listen to episode 383 right before this. 383. This is 384. I interviewed Tom from Chi-Town last week. Wonderful guy. He's got a podcast. All he does is talk to people that have been influenced, impacted by cancer. He's a cancer survivor himself. And so he's out there encouraging people. He's also an entrepreneur, comes from the car business. He got my platform to promote his own financial business. He's a lender. He's a commercial lender. And he uses this as a tool. And then he got in and saw it and then said, hey, not only could I use this system, and his words, not mine, I was generating more leads than I knew what to do with.
I've heard that before too.
Yeah.
They're like, I had too much business. I had to shut it down.
I had to shut it down. So what he did is he pivoted and said, I'm going to start reselling the system as well. So he didn't come in with the motivation of reselling it.
Right.
So anybody out there that says, well, it's just something you buy to resell.
Nope.
You're not paying attention. You're not, you know, you might can say that, but it's not true. Okay. So that, I just want to lay that sort of caveat emptor, a little Latin lingo for you guys.
Caveat emptor.
That means buyer beware.
Okay.
It's actually a legal phrase.
I'm going to teach my kids that in homeschool this week.
It's good, especially in business.
I hear caveat's pretty salty.
Yeah, that's caviar. Before I get any further, to my left, and you're maybe right on the screen, I don't know. My son, in whom I'm well pleased, the tyrant of tickets. How are you doing, Mr. Reagan?
I'm good.
How is the Yardbird headquarters doing? You
What?
don't know. You just work at one of the offshoots.
Oh, what are you saying to me right now? I don't know what you're trying to say.
Chick-fil-A. How's Chick-fil-A?
Oh, it's pretty good.
I don't like calling them by
I can
name
tell
just
you
because
it's
I don't
good
embarrass
because
them.
I ate there 3 times last week.
How's the mac and cheese?
Super ridiculously good.
Is it on
It's pretty
point?
good.
Does it taste?
Justin was like, there's like the slowly
crust.
browned pieces.
The caramelized top.
He's like, this is amazing. And he's actually not a Chick-fil-A fan. I don't know how we're still married because Chick-fil-A has my whole heart and my
Need
whole
some counseling,
allegiance. We do. Do you offer it?
Not for that. Not for that kind.
I hate that stupid mac and cheese. That thing's so hard to make.
Are you kidding?
That's why it tastes so good. It's so freaking hard to make.
And if you hold on it, it's a struggle because it takes 30 minutes to make. So if you're holding, anyway. Sorry.
Wait, what does hold mean?
You
You're
don't
out.
have the food.
Yeah, you don't have the food. So
Cooking.
if you're holding and like you need it, well, you got to tell the guest, hey, I'm sorry, but
So y'all got to be
Right.
on your hustle.
Right.
Unlike
You can't run
Popeyes,
out,
who
yeah.
doesn't have a hustle.
we're
I'm
not calling
sorry.
anybody out.
Yeah,
I'm
that was
sorry.
the thing. I mean, you know, Popeyes has apparently a new chicken sandwich.
Well, I
a new chicken sandwich.
I strayed
Had.
and I learned my lesson. The
I
Lord has
hear
corrected
it's pretty
me.
good because I can't taste it.
Because you can't taste
No,
it.
It must be great.
Because they sold out.
Nationwide.
Well, to Reagan's left, and you're right on the screen. That is the one and only Miss CBD oil, fresh in from the lake
Oh yeah, my face is sunburned.
with a warm glow.
I am dry and clean hair because I was like, Reagan's gonna make fun of me if I smell like the lake. I know he will.
That's not true. I would make fun of you either way. I would never.
He doesn't need a reason, man. Have you not been around us long enough?
Man.
She just comes on. She goes on fleek, and everybody goes.
No, but I bet they think I'm cool. You just don't think I'm cool because you're young. But I bet they think I'm cool because they're old.
Yeah, you
I don't know.
millennials get awful salty with everybody else. What's up with that? You get out of your little safe space, your little cry closet, and all of a sudden,
Pessimism is the new optimism. Let me tell you.
That's good.
Okay. Okay.
That's right.
and to Reagan's or Lindsay's left and off of camera,
Hello. Good evening.
the chat Nazi himself.
Good evening.
River and I had a moment tonight.
That's
we
right.
bonded over how bad it is to itch.
That's right. That's right. So, yeah.
Normally I wouldn't ask
hold
for
on.
There's more.
clarification, but you might want to provide
Yeah,
it.
so there's more to that, actually.
Lindsay, you are comical gold. That's all you always provide.
I wasn't trying to be.
You never.
So to clarify, she has had some
Poison ivy.
poison ivy, right?
From
And
the
then-
trails behind our neighborhood.
right, and
And
that
River
has
has Stegosaurus.
right, and I have what
Psoriasis, right?
I have ambidextria, which means my legs itch and I can't
No,
see
that
straight.
means you're right or left-handed.
I thought that was dyslexic.
No,
Okay, sorry.
ambidextrous is right
That's okay.
or left-handed.
I thought it was Sex Daily.
Jeez. Let's get
Okay,
started. Let's get out of here.
cut.
Let's start with Miss Lindsay. What you got to say? You don't know. You're not.
Hold on. I was so into that conversation. Okay.
You start
so-
talking about itching, and Lindsay's just all ears.
Well, that
Ew.
poison ivy was
Come
no
on now.
joke. Okay. Make sure if you don't do anything else this week that you get your tickets to the You Are Worth More conference coming up in just a few short months. And tickets are selling out. The room is limited. So once it's out, it is out. Go to worthmoreconference.com and secure your tickets now. And if you have a coach or a trainer that you're like buddies with,
Yeah,
ask them for their link because a lot of us have our own link that we can give you.
correct. Because some of our trainers have resale rights to it, and you make sure you want to get it through them to honor them for sure.
Cool. My turn.
That's right.
I'm not gonna pretend like I memorized this because I didn't. Let's see. You always put Dad. I always refer to you as Terry just to be professional with our members.
Oh, you
Right.
can call me whatever you want.
Can I call you Dad too?
Absolutely.
Like, are
I
you
just
just
call
the
him Papi
father of the
Chulo.
business?
Just call him Papi Chulo.
Heard. Tonight, Father will be talking about how to create a process to achieve greater profits. But right after the training, we'll be taking your questions. This will be in segment 3, right after the training. So if you hear something in that training that you would like elaborated, feel free to ask it. The only thing that we ask is that you keep all your comments, please, clean,
Right.
relevant, and what's the third thing that we normally say?
Positive.
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 Yeah.
There you go.
So no cursing. And that goes for everybody.
All right. So,
Anyway, speaking of River,
so if you'd like to get a signed copy of Poppy's book, just make sure to share this podcast, hashtag TW3podcast 384. And I'll be making sure to look at that on all social media platforms. And I'll make sure to list that.
there you go.
Absolutely. So in segment 4, you'll be talking about who shared
won.
it, who
Yep.
won.
Right.
We'll be picking
We'll
a winner.
announce the winner.
essentially.
And I tell you what, I didn't put this in the notes, but I think what I want to do tonight for the first two people that onboard tonight at a plus level or better, I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to give tickets away to the conference.
Hey, there you go.
So if you onboard, first two people that onboard with any rep tonight, we will give you tickets to the Worthmore conference. Because ask anybody, Greenbacks, Quackenbush, Lindsay, anybody that was there, they will tell you, Bam Bam from the left coast. It is, if you buy anything, pay anything, do anything with TW3, you
need to be there.
You'll want to be at the conference because there's only so much we can do through video support, ticket support, over the phone support, and all the things we do. But when you're there and you're networking with others and seeing how they're using these tools, it just, the lights come on. And the reason we even do this, just so you guys understand, it's a hassle to do. It's not in my wheelhouse. It's not something that I enjoy actually.
Shout out to Chris.
That's why I give it to Chris to manage and do and produce, just because it's not my skill set to put these type of things together. It is his, and I use him for that. But the reason we do that is because it is just so fruitful. We see so many people benefiting from it. And because of that, it's just we have to do it. I mean, Captain Quackenbush, who is Mark, I got nicknames for all these folks, by the way. But he came the first year, and right after he came on with Gary, came to the conference, and then right after a few weeks afterwards, I mean, took off and has not looked back. You came on and got it I just wanted you as a speaker because you had your own business and already doing things.
And look where we are.
And look where we're at. And you got involved and saw it. I wasn't even there. I wasn't even trying to sell.
No, I was just there because you needed an entrepreneur to speak about business. And I was like, I can do that.
Yeah. And look at you now. I mean, and just.
And then I was like, I need that. I need those tools. I need that training and technology.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're going to talk about tonight. The process that you're able to do and use and engage. And we're going to break those processes up. But before we do that and we go to break, I think an income report for August, if you can tell the people.
$43,518.21.
$43,000 for the month of August. And for most of you guys who follow us, and Lindsay can testify this, and 2 kids are in here can testify, we were gone for a couple weeks.
Yep, y'all were.
We're on vacation, and that's in the middle of summer. And anybody that's been with me a long time, I know Greenbacks is on here now. He can tell you, and Mark's been with us long enough, and Bam Bam, some of the others, they can tell you, it usually slows down during the summer. If there is a slow period in this business at all, it's usually during the summer.
Summer and December. Those are the 2 times in the sales cycle for a lot of businesses.
For a lot of businesses. This business is real weird. Now, in this business, we actually have a great December. When it comes to mid-September, starting in October, and it doesn't slow down to around April, May.
Cool.
It just keeps doing this,
yeah,
traditionally speaking. But what we have noticed, me and Reagan has noticed in the last 3 years since the conference, October, business growth. And then it gets to the May, June, it plateaus, doesn't dip like it used to. It just plateaus. And then it keeps, so our business growth starts in the 4th and 1st quarter.
Okay.
And it's real weird. So for you guys that have been considering entrepreneurialism and considering doing something, this is the season where it really starts to just
takes off,
take off. And so what you heard in that income report right there, I'm going to break down and give you the 6 steps that you have to do on a daily basis. You have to do these things if you're going to be successful. And I'm going to sort of open it up a little bit about the tools that we give you so that you can perform these various activities within this particular process that we're going to show you. And we'll do that when we get back right after this. You know, if you've ever listened to my podcast, you've heard me say it 1,000 times. Earners are learners and leaders are readers. If you want to go to the next level, you do have to grow to the next level. And growth happens by the people you hang around and listen to the most. Seth Godin says you're the sum total of 5 people you hang around the most. And that is why you need to go to terrywilson3.com/free book and get a free audiobook just to try out the services. Here's the deal. Over 70,000 different authors from every type of genre that you could think of. Go over there, pick one that you like, something that's going to inform you, something that's going to inspire you, something that's going to illustrate what you need to do next. Try out the service. If you don't like the service, cancel it, and you get to keep that free audiobook. But you're going to love the service, and I promise you, if you will commit yourself to listening and learning from those who have gone where you want to go, you can go there also. So go to terrywilson3.com/free book today. Try out the service and get a free audiobook just for trying it out. terrywilson3.com/free book. Have you ever tried a work from home business? If you have, you may be like several others. Matter of fact, 98% of people, according to Forbes magazine, who've tried and failed. Why? Well, there's several reasons, but the main reason is because most home-based businesses have no means, method, or mechanism for you to get in front of people who need, want, desire, and can afford what it is you offer. See, the unique thing about terrywilson3.com is we put you in a position where if you can simply answer a phone, read a script, you can make money. And I'm not talking about going and selling pills, thrills, lotions, and potions. I'm talking about selling something that every business, everyone who has a product, good, or service needs. And that is a lead generation marketing system. But here's the cool thing. You never cold call. You never have to recruit your friends, family, and foes. You simply take a call, read a script. Want more information? Go to terrywilson3.com/call center right now to get more information. That's terrywilson3.com/call center.
And now back to our show with Terry Wilson.
All right. So we're in the house tonight. How you doing, Miss Sweet Caroline? Miss Spelling Bee? Tom from Chi-Town? Miss Linda. Linda, we're going to have to come up with a nickname for you. We got to come up with a nickname for Miss Linda up there in the north left coast.
Where's she from?
So Seattle or
okay, cool.
Washington area, somewhere up in that area. Yeah.
A little bit of a time difference.
A little bit,
just
slightly.
a little bit. Well, everybody on the West Coast, I mean, this is 6:15, 6:19, but for the folks out here on the East Coast, it's like, why you do it so late, Terry? And we got people all over the country that is, we're trying to accommodate for, actually all over the world. Yeah, but I think Daniel, our buddy Daniel's son from Okinawa, he's in right now. I think he's back home.
In the States?
Nice.
He's in the States right
Nice.
now, so he's not, so it's good to, hey, Trevor, good to have you on tonight. So here's the deal. Like I said up at the beginning, people will jump on these different trainings we do when we're talking, hey, how to make $40,000 a month, how to make $500 a day, how to do this, how to do that. People are really excited about jumping on that. But here's the deal, guys. What drives that, what makes that happen is a process. It is a thought about, premeditated, intentional process.
Happens every night. Wing it every day.
We wing it every day, right? And Reagan is old enough or young enough to remember when the blood, sweat, and tears was going in this business, and I was in the walk-in closet at the other house, like, don't bother me.
Yeah.
So it hasn't always been, going on vacation for months at a time and weeks at a time. And
Y'all stay gone too long. I'll be driving by your house like, when are the Wilsons coming home? Are they coming home?
Well, we have to. We don't want to,
We pay taxes in this state, though, for a reason.
but we have to.
Oh,
Simply for tax reasons.
And here's the reason why. If I don't go off to all these places and I don't do a live stream and a podcast and a blog from there and show what entrepreneurialism can afford you, how will people know?
okay.
So I
okay.
have to. I'm compelled. I mean, I don't want to.
I mean, it's a calling.
But I have to.
That's good.
Okay.
The facetiousness in this. It's pretty good.
If you don't, who will?
If I don't- exactly. Hey, by the way, tell me what you think of this idea, and then we'll get into this. I'm thinking
Oh,
about.
stop it. Shut up. Stop.
Uh-oh.
You already introduced this earlier today. It's the dumbest thing ever.
Lindsay.
This is the dumbest thing ever.
I'm thinking about.
Disclaimer.
I'm thinking about starting an internet show called Undercover Entrepreneur. You know how they got the Undercover Boss?
Yep.
I'm going to do Undercover Entrepreneur, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in and get jobs like at the grocery store as a clerk, the fast food store as a drive-through.
Terry.
This would be a great show. And I would edit it for free.
I think it would be a great show. And my whole purpose there is to illustrate how good people, smart people, capable people, if they would just believe just a little bit more about themselves and apply themselves, they can spend the same amount of time and energy that they're doing to go nowhere and go somewhere.
You're going to work at Ingles?
Yeah.
No, he's not.
You should.
It's not going to
Okay, so conceptually, I think it's awesome and
I mean,
brilliant.
providing they would hire me, but I got to get the job first. I mean, of course.
Are you going to work at McDonald's?
Yeah.
Such a stupid
Why do you say it's
idea.
stupid?
This is just dumb.
I'll tell you what brought it up. I'll tell you what happened.
How long are you going to work at each place?
Well, it might be weeks.
Until he
because-
gets fired, basically.
Okay. Honestly.
Until his manager says,
Honestly, though.
literally until the second his manager says,
Let's be
hey,
honest.
go sweep up that kid's mess. over
Yeah,
there."
no. The moment that they're like, yeah, we need you to clean the inside of the burning table. He's like, yeah, I'm not doing that. That's not
He's going to
happening.
be like, bye.
He's like, how much you paying me?
So
Nah, I'm not doing that.
my lovely, lovely oldest daughter, my princess,
She is perfect in every way.
she's perfect in every way. The most responsible child I have.
Absolutely. She kept my kids alive for 8 days.
I'm telling you.
While I left the country.
There's no debate here. I'm not.
No, well,
Could you keep my kids alive for 8 days?
I can't keep myself alive for 8 days. I got leash in there for a reason.
the point is, she gets her first job outside of home and church, and she does the babysitting and everything, but she's working at a place, and
Another place that I love, by the way.
they send her over her.
It rhymes with bar stucks.
She goes over and asks. Her person that she reports to says, "Go over and get a roll of quarters." They give her a $10 bill, and they send her over for some quarters. They run out of quarters. Well, the manager, whoever this person is, having a bad day, and just throws the quarters at her. Just throws it at her.
No, he did not.
And she's telling me about all these different things of just attitude and the way the place runs and all this other stuff. And it's just irritating.
Yeah.
And I was like, I would love to be in that situation because I would help that person grow in to the better selves that
I
they could
feel
be.
like
No, he
you
would
might
get
give
fired
them
is
some
what happened.
pastoral guidance.
I'd help them. Well, see, because if I'm in a position where I don't need the job,
You would lower the boom, is what you would do.
anyway, let's get into this process. This is what we're talking about. But I just think that'd be a great show, but they think I'm crazy. Anyway.
I mean, if we can video it, I'm all
well,
in.
that's what I'm going to videotape it, put it on the blog.
How are
and
you
use
going to
it.
do that? Like,
Well,
how are you going to do that
I'm going to get
low-key?
these Google glasses or something. We're going to have to do something.
And you
to-
could have somebody like from far away with a camera,
Yeah.
just like outside a window.
It'd be a part of the show, and I could illustrate, different career things and ideas and dealing with people and culture and how to ask for a raise, how to have influence with
You
your.
going to ask for a raise when you've been there 2 days?
No, I can in the interview process tell them what I'm going to make. I mean, different things.
Okay.
It may work, it may not, but it would be a great. In other words, create content for teaching.
So it'll be
Become
a
trainer.
social experiment.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Dad just wants somebody to throw quarters at him so he can be upset and be justified. That's really bad. I told him join a strip club.
Oh, no. Gina will kill everybody.
All right, let's get into this. Here are the 6 steps to building a profitable business and really to increase your process. There's 6 steps, and I want to break them open here. The first thing you got to do in your business is engage with a targeted audience. Engage with a targeted audience. So many times people get involved with these pills, thrills, lotions, and potions, and they're not successful because they've been told, go out and call your friends, family, and foes, right? And it doesn't work, because
No.
not everybody is wanting to get involved with this, that, or the other, and so the reason, and we talked about it up front, a lot of reasons why you talk to people, for you network marketers and MLM people, it's very difficult to recruit in those businesses because sometimes people have a prejudice against them. And I've always argued people don't mind MLMs and network marketing businesses. Not that, I'm advocating for or against, but I'm just telling you, if you are in one, people don't mind them. Here's what they mind: the experience they've had with others in them, because they've been so ill-trained, ill-equipped, and uninformed in how marketing actually works. And, that one of the reasons they haven't been taught how to engage the right people, how to engage. Engagement is a complete and total process. What does it mean to engage someone? It means to cold call. But here's the deal. The reason why people will call their friends and families because, I don't want to cold call. I just, or whatever. But if you have the tools to cold call for you, and you know how to do pull marketing rather than push marketing, which is you're pulling people into a content piece, so that the only reason you're talking to them is if they say, yeah, I watched this webinar, I heard this podcast, I read this blog, I got this, I got that, and I got this text. I'd like more information. Then you're talking to someone that's asking you to engage in a conversation. But if I'm just out there, on Facebook, man, I just bought the new Bobo berry and it's made me lose all of this weight. And the Bobo berry, the reason it costs $1,000 per berry is because it's only harvested in the rainforest by pink unicorns, on certain days of the week. And that's why they have to charge. I mean, it's people, it's goofy. And so people aren't necessarily against, these different quote unquote business opportunities or anything else. They're against the way they have experienced people that are in them. So we got to get smart about that. So the 6 steps to a profitable business, I'm going to go through them and then we're going to break them. Engage is the first thing you got to do. You got to engage a targeted audience. Number 2, you've got to capture those who are wanting more information. You got to capture first. Next thing you do is capture. Here's where people make a mistake. Then they try to present. You engage, capture, present, qualify, close, deliver. That's the 6-step process to building a very strong, viable business. Now, I'm going to break that up and engage. What does it mean? It means sending out a marketing piece, a voicemail drop, a bulk text, bulk email, a social media ad, an ad on some sort of website, Craigslist. It could be on Indeed. It could be on anything. But I've got some sort of ad copy that engages an audience. And then before I try to sell to that audience, before I try to start making this presentation, the next thing I do, if I engage them, is I capture them. What does that mean? I get their name, number, and email address. Before they see a presentation at all by me, they're going to get their information captured. Why? Because I know maybe that presentation didn't strike a chord with them. And I don't want them saying, oh, this isn't for me. Click out and go on. And then I've lost a lead.
Right.
But if I've captured information and then made a presentation, while this presentation might not have been any good,
We got more on deck.
we got more on deck. And if I do my job as a marketer with a very compelling, subject line in my email, a very compelling text piece, a very compelling ad copy that I redirect on social media, because here's the thing. Here's a dirty little secret. Once you capture people's information, you can take all of those names and emails, you can load them into Facebook and only put ads in front of those people. You're retargeting them because you can make a smart audience on Facebook, right? And then you're posting ads and it's in their feed, constantly in their feed. And I might put an ad that has to do with insurance and getting involved in the insurance business. I might put an ad talking about getting involved with the real estate business, getting involved with the, whatever. But I'm trying to find ways, that's going to resonate with them.
Right.
But if I didn't capture it first,
You've lost them.
I've lost them. So you engage an audience, you capture the lead, then you make a presentation. And then here's something very important. If your presentation is put together correctly, and that's why we spend so much time with our clients at TW3 on teaching them how to build a funnel. Part of a funnel, and that's just a 50-cent word for a sales process that takes them from saying, I'm interested, to, no, I want to talk to somebody, qualifying them. One of the questions I get by new members a lot, and you know our funnel pretty well. If you'll notice, it's broken up in 3 different videos.
Right.
And the number one question I get with new members on the funnel is, why don't you just put it all in one video?
Because you want them to keep clicking.
I'm weeding people out. I'm putting a little bit of resistance in the process so that they can't short circuit it, circumvent the process and go from, because here's the thing. I get scared when people don't take the time to do due diligence and find out everything they need to know to make an educated decision and go straight from I'm interested to making a purchase. Those are the people that then they buy a system that we are very upfront on what it is, what it's about. And then 2 days later, they're screaming they want their money back because, well, I didn't know I had to use it.
Even though I signed 3 times.
Even though I signed 3 times, I've read, understood, and agree. And those are the type of people that have issues because they didn't take the time to hear, listen, and read to what we are publishing everywhere.
Right.
So.
But there are no refunds.
And then they leave a report like as if it's a negative review. They don't offer refunds. Well, yeah.
I'm going to the Better Business Bureau.
Okay. Had one today, last week, but we won't get into that. But it's just, we want to help people, but you've got to be in a position mentally and attitudinally. Am I boring you that bad?
No,
is it that bad?
I've been at the lake for hours. I'm here,
just
though.
Putting you to sleep.
I am here. I am here.
But we want to help people, but the way we help people is letting them first know what we do.
Right.
And what we don't do and being very clear about it, so.
If they don't know, then they have clicked through a whole lot of lies that they signed.
Yeah. You have to lie to say, I didn't understand this.
Right.
I didn't know this because we asked, did you read it?
And I've never seen anything as far as purchases go. I've bought a lot of things online. I don't like to leave my house. So I've bought a lot of things online. TW3 is really hard to buy without all them clicks. So
we put a lot of hurdles up.
Yeah.
Because we want people to do due diligence by themselves. We're trying to protect them from themselves.
Yeah.
And just understand, because I don't want good people can see something, make an assumption, and go. And so I'm trying to slow people down. Don't assume anything.
Pump the brakes.
Pump the brakes.
Yeah.
Because this is a tool. You have to use it. It's not a magic pill. It's not a genie in a bottle. It's a strategy, a system, and a series of tools that you have to use.
And if you were to listen to like some of my sales conversations, you'd be like, are you trying to sell that to them or talk them out of it? And it's not that I want to talk people out of it. It's that I want expectations to be abundantly clear so that there's no backpedaling. I do not want to sell you something that you think is one thing when it's another. Like, I want to be abundantly clear about what we're talking about here.
I sell this system the same way I sell marriage to young couples that come to me.
Yep.
It's not that marriage is the greatest thing that was ever institutionalized by the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
But you better count the cost before you build the house.
Absolutely.
Don't go in. See, some people, when you go into marriage counseling, they are in love with the idea of marriage,
But not the execution.
but don't understand the execution of it.
Oh, yeah.
And this is the same way. And so, but I have yet, out of all the people I've married, come back and blame me for their divorce. You know, I'm batting 60% out of everyone I marry. 60% of them have stayed married thus far over the last 15, 20 years. But in this business, it's different in this business. While a preacher doesn't get blamed for the divorce, a consultant sometimes can get blamed for people making assumptions. I'm in love with the idea of entrepreneurialism.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. I want you to be. It's the greatest thing. It's the great equalizer.
It's so good.
It doesn't matter. Who is going to pay this fat, pasty white guy what I make and this go off and act goofy and go where I want to go? No
You know,
one.
the lake house that I spent the day at today
Yeah.
was owned by an entrepreneur. And that is a common ground that we have. And, you know, just talking with him and his wife, they are living a life of freedom. And they are so excited that I'm living that too. And they'll talk to Justin and he'll say, the husband in the couple, he'll say,
Yeah.
what are you doing about your calling? Because, you know, Justin wants to have his own business at
Yeah.
some point, and he calls it his calling. Like,
Well, it is.
yeah.
We're all called to more freedom. Honest to Pete, you were created by, from, and for the purposes. I know it's a cliche of mine,
Mm-hmm.
but break it up, and you're created by greatness, for greatness, with greatness.
Mm-hmm.
We're created that way.
Yeah.
People were created to be free. You have to condition people to go put a chain on,
Yeah.
to go behind a bar. But you condition them that way and you sell them on it with this one slippery idea. I'll guarantee I'll make it safe. You won't have to worry.
No.
But see, the slippery, if you'll go out and get this degree, you can then go and get this.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about being an entrepreneur. I was like, there's no safety in this.
No. I'm talking about the slippery slope of conditioning people to forego their calling
And to work for somebody else.
and to go work and go do and become
Okay.
a bondage. The way you sell that
Mm-hmm.
is you minimize the fact that there are no guarantees. You could go work for Ford Motor Company today. How many times have you seen plants shut down?
Mm-hmm.
How many times have you seen whole industries turn over? How many times it happens every day? And here's
Mm-hmm.
the thing. You don't have any control over it. You have no say-so over it.
Right.
If the market changed today in whatever industry I'm working in, I'm working in about 10 different industries with my RMP and everything else. If it changes today, so what?
Mm-hmm.
I've got this industry I can pivot to. I've got this industry. I would argue, my argument to anyone is this. If you would develop the skill sets and understand the technology of how to do what we're talking about, which is a process, a business process to engage the right type of people, capture the leads out of those people, make a good presentation of what it is that you offer, qualify the people through that presentation, and then learn how to close. I close everybody I talk to. I do. I got 100% close. I'm either going to close them on buying this or close them on not buying this. I'm going to work with them to make a right decision. No, I've had people, we laugh about it today. We've got someone that I begged not to buy this. Begged not to buy this. I'm on record. Don't do this. Because I could tell through the qualifying process, this ain't you, baby.
Not a good fit.
This ain't your instrument. You go play a piccolo. This is a tuba. This ain't your thing. You know what I'm saying? But wouldn't listen to counsel. Would not listen to counsel. And every once in a while, the levels of frustration rise up. And they start pointing it toward me 2 years later, 3 years, 4 years later now. Still with us. And start rising. And I always say, did I not tell you? This ain't your instrument. And they have to go back and out because I make them. The reason I close people and help them come and say, based on the way you, and that's why we have that survey, based on the way you answer these questions, let us help you. And this is why these people that say, all it is just TW3 is nothing but just a recruiting business for people. No, we can get you over here hourly, salary, this, that, the other.
I helped somebody get a job last week, and I was super
Doesn't
excited
that feel
about
great?
it. Yeah.
Doesn't it? Because you did right by them, you helped them. And sometimes the people that you help in that way, it's not that they're not right for entrepreneurialism. It's not that they're not right for this. It's just this isn't the right time.
Right. It might not be the right season in their life, or they may not have developed the skills to do this well yet.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
It's just that the timing's not right.
But when we advertise, we talk about numerous opportunities.
We got
and
it.
it's cool to see them fulfilled in more ways than just a closed sale.
The coolest testimony I've got is by a guy out in Los Angeles that 8-9 years ago was really, really struggling and was about to put this on a credit card. And through talking to him in the process, I was able to get him another job. And he came back 6 months later. He had saved up enough money to buy our elite package.
Wow.
And I'm not going to embarrass anybody, but he's now one of our top elite guys.
That's awesome.
Okay. But it started with getting him a regular job that he could do something.
And, that's funny you say that because I had a client last week, somebody that you sent my way.
Yeah.
And she has all the potential. She has the skill set, and she has the track record in her previous work life that this is a great, great fit for her. And then she started explaining to me some personal things about her finances. And I straight up told her, I said, I think this is not the right time.
Right.
And she actually had approved financing.
Right.
That she could have done it. And I said, I do not want you to purchase this and not have peace about it. When you do this, I want you to wait till the time is right. And when you do this, I want it to feel great. I want you to have peace about it. I want you to pray about it and feel great about it.
Yeah.
So I've done the same thing. Like when people buy a package, we really, really and truly do want you to feel like this is the best decision for your life, not
Absolutely.
just a sale.
But I would tell you one of the reasons that it's easier for you, I think you'd do it anyway, but I think one of the reasons it's easier for you is because you're in a business that when you make a sale, you make decent money. Mm-hmm. And number two, you've got a residual income. Mm-hmm. So you're not in this position that, buy this. You're not in a position where you have to make a sale.
No.
And that is when business really, really gets so
for
good.
Our budget, for Justin and I, for our budget, I have the list and I pay the bills and stuff. And that's one of my responsibilities in our marriage. And for TW3 sales, I don't even expect to make a dime from sales.
Right.
Not a dime. If I make one, I'm like, hey, babe, I just made a bunch of money. What do we need?
Right.
And we have a short list of things that we, want to do when we have extra margin. And that's how we live.
I
with
need
TW3.
to get you in a little bit more debt. Get you a little more motivated.
Maybe.
I'm messing with you. Well, guys, that's the thing, though. It doesn't matter what business you get in. Insurance, real estate, direct sales. I don't care. You're going to be successful the minute you learn how this process works, how to engage an audience, how to capture leads out of that audience, how to present to the right people, how to qualify those people, and then how to close them on one way or the other. And then finally, the ones you close, deliver. That was the last thing. Your sale is not done until you've delivered the goods, until you've delivered the products, goods, and services and the support that you sold. It's not enough to take their money and then give them a key and walk away. You have to deliver, because that is how your residual and your retention and everything is built that's good about business. That's how your business becomes sustainable.
Can I say something about residual?
Absolutely.
Probably the reason that I operate out of that mindset is because I know whether I make a sale this month or not, I've got some good residual income coming in.
That's what I was saying. You're in this mindset, and I'm not saying you wouldn't have done it anyway, but what makes it a whole lot easier, is I know what I've got coming in. I know what I've got coming in. So when you build this business.
And I've only been doing it less than a year, by the way. I'm sorry I have to interject that, but I just came onto sales in October of last year.
Less than a year, buying 2 land boats off of the residual income.
Not planned. That was not the plan, but it was totally not a problem because of this residual income we had coming in. You know, Justin's truck broke down, this truck that we have had for forever. And he said, hey, babe, I need to go get a new truck. And I said, well, we can handle that. Go,
Let's rock and roll.
Go do it.
Absolutely. Guys, when we get back, we're going to be taking your questions. If you got anything that you want to ask about these 6 steps that I just went over, engagement. We got engagement tools here at TW3. You don't have to cold call. We got voice broadcast dialers. We've got bulk text, bulk email, landing pages that are capture page. These are capture tools. But we also have bulk text. We have social media, ad copy, and things like that we give you. We give you, it's a business in a box that will engage an audience so you don't have to cold call. The audience will be captured. If you're selling TW3, the presentation is being given. If you're selling something else, we show you, you can use our strategy and our system to put it together to build your own funnel. I've got a guy down in Florida right now that's basically cookie cut copied everything I do, except it's for his products, his tools and everything. And he's making immense amounts of money. Hasn't sold one product at TW3. Okay. So this process that we have, these tools that we have, the things that I'm going to show you and have shown you tonight, and what you can get at TW3, it works and works well. You just have to use it. It's a tool. If you don't pick it up and swing it, it don't do anything. So when we get back right after this, we're going to answer your questions, and we're going to start giving some stuff away right after this.
So I want to talk to you about Ring Central. I've been using Ring Central now for 8 years. Started using them when I was in the insurance business exclusively, and then when I started building my agency, I started putting agents within my Ring Central to create what's affectionately referred to as our call center, and that's how it all started, to be honest with you, with Ring Central. So when I tell you to use Ring Central, it's not because I'm getting paid, even though I am, but I started as a user first, and then I really fell in love with the product. So let me just tell you, with Ring Central, there's so many different things that you're going to be able to do. You're going to be able to set up a call center of your own. You're going to be able to set up conferences if you've got team meetings that you want to do and do conference calls, voicemail, fax, everything you need, Ring Central can handle, and it's all cloud-based. So if you've got a smartphone, you got a laptop, you got an iPad or a desktop, whatever you use, it's all cloud-based. It's wonderful. It's very intuitive. And let me tell you something else. For you guys out there that don't like technology, they're a little bit tech-tarded like I am, their customer support is bar none the best. Got a question? Call them. They'll walk you through it step by step. So the support is top notch, top shelf. And here's the thing. If you go to terrywilson3.com/Ring Central, you can try them out for 30 days free trial. 30-day free trial. And then if you keep it, they'll give you a 33% discount just for using terrywilson3.com/Ring Central. Use it. I promise you, you will be glad you did.
And now back to our show with Terry Wilson.
All right, so let's get into these questions. So this question was actually answered by our chat because they're pretty good about answering the questions for our audience. But we'll go ahead and go over it. It says, Terry, can you list the 6 steps, please? So just maybe reiterating your 6 steps that you had there as a bullet point thing.
Yeah, sure. So the 6 steps, let me get back over here. Put my notes over there. The 6 steps are engage, which means that's your cold calling process. So that's where you're either going to pick up a phone and do the old school thing and cold call, and you're going to knock on a door. I say don't do that. Let these tools do it for you, because when you knock on a door, who knows, who you're calling on, whatever. We have tools that will demographically filter, and then there's also ad copy that you can put in front of people that are not only demographically filtered, but also filtered by interest. So if you've got something like, if you sell this one particular thing and it's only interesting to a certain group of people, you can, through social media marketing, you can put it only in front of the people that are interested in it. So your 6 steps are engage. And then once you engage an audience with ad copy or marketing piece or voicemail drop or bulk text, whatever that is, you capture the ones who want more information. That's your opt-in form. That's your lead page. Then you redirect them over to a presentation. That's number 3, present. And then through that process, you qualify them. That's step 4. And then after the qualify, you should have a call to action that says, if you'd like more information, you'd like to talk to me personally. If this sounds right to you, let's talk. Then that's step 5. That's the close. Now, sometimes you can automate that close for lower ticket items. You don't have to talk to people. But when you're selling $3,000 on items online, my God, talk to people. For your own safety, not just theirs, because you don't know who you're dealing with. So just I'm such an intuitive learner. I guess if you wanted to know what my MBTI score is, I perceive things through intuition, not through necessarily detailed things. And so I want to hear people's voice. I want to sort of get a cut of who they are. So that's step 5, you're closed, and step 6 is deliver. So those are the 6 steps: engage, capture, present, qualify, close, and deliver.
Cool. What would be the main benefits of enrolling at the Plus package?
So, and that's a great question. When you engage at the sales rep and trainer package, you're only taught how to resell the system. And this is what you'll hear people say, well, all TW3 is something that you buy to resell. And if you're a sales rep and trainer only, because that's, we're looking for people. If you don't have a home-based business, if you don't have anything else, you don't have a product or service, or you don't want to do anything but one thing, then start there. It's
2 for 1. So you can, as you get into this next portion of it.
The plus, do I need to answer that? Or
Yeah. But what I'm saying, somebody asked, can I integrate this into my renewable energy business? Enrolling at the Plus level.
Enrolling at the Plus level teaches you how to sell our system and train others on it if you want. And it also teaches you how to use these tools for the purposes of selling your product, good, or service. And not only that, getting involved with what we call RMP, referral marketing products. These are products that you get from your elite member that's in your agency. They give you a link, and whether you sell anything or not, like for instance, Lindsay just talked about she was working with someone and she gave them an hourly job. That's not something that came out of her pocket. She referred them over to someone. They hired that person. They didn't charge her anything, and they sent Lindsay money for sending them qualified people to talk to.
And somebody under me, one of my Plus members, helped somebody get a job last week too.
And because you are an elite member, you made a commission on top of that.
On both. Yep.
Yeah. So that's how this business works. If you're an elite member, you're then an agency owner, which means you have direct contracts with all of these RMP companies. And you can give out RMP links and affiliate links and all these other different types of links to your Plus members. They can help their clients in whatever industry they want, whatever field they want. And then when they make money, you set the percentage of how much you make on top of them. For instance, if Lending Tree is paying $100 to send qualified people to them to offer a loan, whether they get anything or not, and they're paying $100, Lindsay knows they're paying $100, but that Plus member doesn't know what Lending Tree is paying. So Lindsay might say, here's $20 for everybody you send over, and she's making $80.
Correct.
And and it's not being deceptive. It's just, she's the agency owner.
It's that I'm the elite member.
You're the elite member.
And so I get to set those RMP overrides.
We don't set that. It's set however you want. So absolutely. Good
question. Let's see. Why is there a monthly admin fee after a purchase is made? And some of these are email questions. So if you don't see this in the chat, I had these emailed in.
I got that when I sent that one to you, because that was emailed to me.
Yep.
The reason is because everything you're getting is a digital software system and website, and it has to be hosted on a secure server. So your security.
That's free, right?
Yeah, well, of course. Why wouldn't it be? But yeah,
is your power free?
But everything that we give you, all the software, the website, everything has to be hosted on a server. It has to be updated. There's ongoing licensing fee with the various developers. There's hosting fees, and then there's elite training fees, because our elite members are the ones ultimately responsible for making sure that everything is handled in your support.
And we do so much training for the other levels,
And
so
the
we
other
need
way,
to be trained very well.
Exactly.
Cool.
Exactly.
Can I, and if so, how will I do this part-time? Oh, that was phrased.
Yeah, that came from a truck driver that sent me an email wanting to know, because he wants to get off the road and he's driving a truck and he wants to know if he can do this, and if he can, how. Well, the beautiful thing about this is it's all digital stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is when you shut down your rig that night, what are you laughing at?
Keep going.
Oh, sorry. Did I say something?
No, I'm thinking
You
about it.
didn't. He's just having a moment.
It's an antidote. I was gonna say, but it's on my laptop, right? Okay, but keep going.
Tech guys.
Yeah, this one, he's referring to people. I didn't get no software. Nothing's on my computer. I didn't get no software.
Oh,
and I was like,
mercy.
you numbskull. It's up in the cloud. It's a website. It's a
Hold on,
hosted.
but y'all did have to unpack this for me, so I can't be judgy.
What?
Remember, I told you I wanted to go to Best Buy and buy.
Yeah, you touched the box of a software piece, so it's got to be.
It's hardware because there was a box.
Stuck on stupid. You can't fix stupid.
I like Best Buy.
So, yes, you can do this part-time. And the way you do it is you set everything up, all the marketing pieces, everything that we show you. And then it works while you're working. It's doing all these engaging an audience. It's capturing the leads. It's doing the presentation for you. It's qualifying. And then all you have to do is step 5 and 6. And that's the beautiful thing at TW3, by the way, if for you guys that are writing notes and taking notes at home, all of these steps that we just told you have to do to build a profitable business, if you think about it, 4 of the steps are taken care of if you're reselling TW3 because we've got all the stuff built for you. You just put it together. All you have to do is close and deliver. Close and deliver because the videos qualify them. You're closing. Okay, is this right for you? Is this not right for you? Close. You either close them over here, you close them here, and then you deliver on what you closed on. That's all you got to do. And so the way you can do this part-time for that gentleman that was asking is you put all these marketing pieces together that we give you, all the engagement tools, the capture tools. You have it working in the background for you. You're driving, and at night you come home and you got 10 people or 5 people or 6 people that says, hey, I want more information. And then you email them or you text them and say, when's a good time to talk? And then you schedule them for tomorrow when you're going to be off or whenever.
Right.
And then you close them. You know, not a one call close, just have a initial meeting. Okay. You went through this, you saw this, you understand this, you this. Okay. And then you make an educated decision and you help your client. You either help them get a full-time job somewhere else, you help them do this, you help them do that, or you help them with this and you make money. No matter what you do. If you work this business right, you will make money on every client, even if you don't sell them anything.
There's a lot of different things that we can send them, even if like the job situation doesn't work out.
Yeah,
we can still contact them with other RMP
absolutely
offers.
You can just recruit them as an affiliate.
You can.
If you want. There's so many different avenues that you can do to make this right and work for you.
If it's in the cloud, do I need an umbrella? It's from Mark. I like that one. Pretty funny.
That's a strike, Mark.
That's good.
Stuck on stupid. You can't
so can
fix stupid.
I hate that. That just goes
Take
on.
the buttons away.
It just keeps going. Like, when is it going to
You
end?
gotta wait till Ron White comes out. You can't fix it.
So can I capture leads with me calling from Savannah, Georgia to Macon, Atlanta, or even calling prospects in Florida, Alabama, or Louisiana?
Yeah, you can. We have clients using this all over the world.
Literally
all over the world.
Okinawa.
So I'm about to, and next week I'll be in Ireland, Scotland, Wales,
Ireland,
and England. England.
You gotta learn how to speak Irish before you get there, though, so that way you can talk to them.
I haven't even learned how to
locals.
speak English yet.
Yeah, that was the joke.
Got that.
All right, final question, at least that I can see so far, and this was an email question. Let's see. I'll synopsize this. How do you personally respond to anyone that calls this a scam?
How do I personally?
How would you personally respond?
I cuss them out. No.
That's a good. All right, let's wrap it up, guys.
No. That's a great question because anytime you're presenting someone with opportunity, you know, because quite frankly, there are so many scams out there. And so people are jaded, they're cynical. Anytime they see someone like me, you can make, you know, naturally they're like, oh, what's this guy? You know, I get that.
Pessimism's the new optimism.
I get it's the same reason people don't like some of these, like Joel Osteen. He's too happy. There's something, you know, people are just naturally think that anybody's happy and winning at life must be just whatever. So here's the way I would not debate anybody, don't get in an argument with anybody. But if you're in the recruiting space, if you're out there building an insurance agency, real estate agency, you're working at TW3 and you're building this. So the question is this. What I would just simply ask them is, why do you think it's a scam? What is it about it specifically that you think is nefarious, not honest? Because if they just got an attitude toward entrepreneurialism, there ain't nothing you can do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we got to figure out, is this charge? Is this,
What's the root?
is this accusation? Is it based more in just attitude and prejudice towards certain types of businesses and things?
Yep.
Or is there a legitimate, like, for instance, we got someone said, well, all it is a system that you just buy to resell. Well, then you can take them and show them in print and in writing and in training that that's just verifiably false.
What I do, because once in a while I'll have, it's usually a coaching client that'll say, how do you respond when someone says, is this a scam? And my first line of defense is I tell them to invite the person who is skeptical to the podcast.
Yeah.
Because we can't script this. Like
we obviously cannot follow scripts.
We're a mess. And so people come on here. I have never had a person say, well, I sent them to the podcast and they think you're all jokers. No, every person that has come back to me and said, oh, I saw the podcast has been, you guys are so real, which basically means you guys are crazy, but I'll take it. Like,
yeah.
And I feel like that's an amazing tool that people that are actively selling have to offer.
Yeah.
Is
if they
just
are
come see.
If people are genuinely trying to do due diligence, and I promote and advocate healthy skepticism, because anybody can say anything. Okay. And I am not scared of anybody going through our system and what we claim with a fine-tooth comb. We had a member that had a client that got a little sideways. This happened a year or two ago. And he threatened to call the FTC. And the member said, what should I tell him? I says, give him the number. You know, because I mean,
help him out,
give him the number. You know, here's my mailing address.
Yeah.
You know, there's
crackheads,
just goofy, and come to find out he's just mad because he's not successful as he hoped. So when you're getting charges and you're getting people making accusations, what you will find 9 times out of 10 is just an attitude because of frustration.
Yeah.
It's not based on, you know, well, Terry said this and I believe this. And then you've got differences of facts that we got to work out what's going on. And then, cause then you can respond to it. Okay. Is Terry wrong? Is Terry saying something is empirically, verifiably wrong? And then I'll come to Jesus over it. Cause I'm, I make mistakes. I'm not perfect.
Michael Scott from The Office has a good quote on that where he goes, it was my impression that I was going to be promoted. His boss goes, well, what gave you that impression? He goes, well, it was my understanding that I was going to be promoted. And then he says again, well, once again, what gave you that impression? And then it just goes back and forth. It was my understanding.
So that's why I drill down. Why do you think this? Where's it coming from?
Right.
And a lot of times people don't want to get in those conversations because then, there's nothing behind that charge. It's just,
that's just
ticked.
their, go-to.
I'm pissed
counter.
Off. Great question, Robert. He says, how much of a marketing budget is needed to be effective? So I would tell you, if you're starting and you're in the process of reselling TW3, I would tell you that you want to initially, not up front, but initially your first month, you need to be budgeting probably around, I'd say $75, $80 a week for that first month. Would you say that, or
it depends on the amount of time that you have to pour into it? Because I place about 1 ad a week, and I have Mark's Mach 5 funnel, and it produces some really, really good leads. And so for that, like 1 a week is great for me, which is $45 a week.
Okay.
So
I was about to say that seems a little bit high.
Well, the reason I say that, and I'll just be honest, is because I'm expecting a person not to be as capable of driving as many leads with 1 ad at first.
Okay.
That's probably true.
I got you.
And so you've got to overcome some deficiencies that's naturally going to happen with someone starting.
Okay. So in the beginning, yes, that would make sense.
Because the question was at the beginning. And here's what I would also answer that question, Lewis. If you do what we show you, because we have an affiliate program, we show you how to recruit people for free and then monetize that traffic. if you'll do it that way, that's a strategy that gets your cost out of marketing really quick. If you'll do it 2 or 3 weeks of burning $80 a week, and then you should never spend money again if you do it that way. Now, I know you don't do that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that, but you've got margin. You can afford not to do that. But for people that are that are budget conscious, and I'm not saying he is or is, I don't know. But if you're budget conscious and you're saying, hey, I don't have but so much money to burn at first, and I've already got this startup cost, then I would say work that strategy of recruiting affiliates for free, monetizing them through lead generation, and then let that start snowballing your cash flow to be able to then really do something. That's a great question.
I would say $45 a week if you're working the business part-time in the beginning, and double that if you're full-time.
Perfect. That's a great, I would agree with that. I would agree with that too. What else, Reagan?
Sorry, I don't think we have any more questions.
All right, guys, this is a book I just wrote. I wrote it 3 years ago and just finished it 2 months ago. But I'm going to give
10 pages.
It's just 10 pages. I'm going to give someone a signed copy of that away. What we're going to do is we're going to go to break, and we're going to find someone who has shared our podcast tonight, and whoever we find that has shared this podcast, we're going to announce them. And we're going to mail this out to you. This is $15.97 if you want to go to youareworthmorebook.com. You can ask anybody that's on here that's bought the book. They would probably tell you it's decent. Some of them would even tell you it's surprising because most of it is coherent.
You have a great editor, don't you?
I've got a wonderful editor. But so how do you, all you do is if you're on YouTube watching this live stream right now, in the bottom right-hand corner of the video, there's a button that says share. All you have to do is share it, and then share it with the hashtag TW3podcast384. That's how we find it. If you don't put that hashtag, we don't know it's out there. So what we do is we go on Facebook, we go on LinkedIn, we go on Twitter. We try to find those 3 major, and we try to look for that hashtag. And when we find that hashtag, we know that they've shared it. And if you'll share this podcast right now on your social media channels from YouTube, just go to YouTube, where this is being streamed right now, then we're going to give you, we're going to pick someone and give that away. Whoever onboards, the first 2 people that onboard tonight at a plus member or above, just the first 2, because we can't afford to do this and tickets are running out. We're going to give you tickets to the You Are Worth More conference coming up in just a few months. And I want to tell you, if you've ever thought about investing in anything, that is the best $147 you'll ever spend. I promise you.
It's good.
You're going to get, and I don't say it because I'm there. I say it because Lindsay's there. I say it because Mark is there. I say it because Gary's there. I say it because, well, I'm not going to say it because Chris is there, but I also say, there's people there that are living their best life and doing average people that are doing above average things. And you're going to be able to see how they do what they do. Okay. And it's not going to be just this short podcast or short. You're going to be able to sit down with them, have a drink with them, talk to them, ask them questions. You're going to be able to go to training sessions that we get into some things that will blow your mind, how you can make money online that we can't provide naturally on these free podcasts and stuff like that. I promise you, I had someone that's an MBA that wrote me an email after. And he says, I learned more at this last podcast than however many years it took.
Wait, last conference or podcast?
Excuse me, this last conference.
Okay.
Thank you. But he was a person that came to the conference, and he says, I learned more about business and practical strategies in an actionable way to make money in the 2.5 days I was here in Greenville with you, Terry, than I did however many years he was getting his MBA. And so that spoke to me.
Yeah.
So guys, it's $147.
That's cheap.
Get there.
My master's was a lot more money than $147.
Get there. Okay. That's all I'm telling you. You go to worthmoreconference.com. Now, for the first 2 people that onboard with us after this one, you're going to get tickets for free. But we'll be back right after this, and we're going to give this book away to someone tonight for sharing our podcast. So there's 2 things that I use on a daily basis to make more money, make more sales. Because I have learned over 20 some odd years of being an entrepreneur is most people do not make a significant purchase the first time they hear about it, or even the second time. As a matter of fact, it normally takes 6 touches, 6 encounters with a client before they will ever decide to pull the trigger on anything. How do you scale a business if you can't automate that process?
One of the things and tools that I use is Aweber, which is an automatic email marketing system. Right now, you can get a 30-day free trial by going to terrywilson3.com/Aweber. That's terrywilson3.com/AWEBER, Aweber, and try their services out. I think you're going to really like it. And if you decide to keep it after 30 days, they'll give you a discount for using that code. Go to terrywilson3.com/Aweber right now and put your marketing and your sales process on autopilot.
Let me ask you a serious question. Do you know what your unique value is? That thing that sets you apart from everyone else in your business. You know where to go and how to find it. If you said no, I want to encourage you. Get my new book, You Are Worth More. You can go over to youareworthmorebook.com and it goes into what your unique value is, where and what it is, the imperative for you to win and acquire more out of life, how to increase your income by using these unique values that you have, a way to scale and increase your impact both personally and professionally, how others are succeeding in spite of perceived limitations, how to tap into your creative genius, actionable steps to earn unlimited income, and ways to leverage tools to increase your productivity. That's all the things you're going to learn in a very informative, inspiring, and illustrative way. If you go over to youareworthmorebook.com, youareworthmorebook.com, hear me now or feel me later, as I like to say, you are worth more. In the moment, the very moment you start believing it and receiving it, you'll start acting upon it and you will start having it.
And now back to our show with Terry Wilson.
Is that how you dance?
Well, he's white.
Because I'm going to need you to stop. Oh, no.
I regret coming back from the segment. We should have just stayed.
You got a problem with the way I dance?
Yeah,
Yes.
everything, actually.
Come on, man. That's some moves right there. What are you talking about?
What?
You killed River.
Y'all don't like the way I dance?
River regrets his employment
Terry.
right now.
You didn't like that?
Keep that upstairs.
All right. So what are we talking about?
So we got someone who won a signed copy.
Is it me?
No!
Oh, man.
Miss, and I know this one, sweet Nancy Bedford.
Yay.
Miss Nancy.
Miss Nancy, we saw your share and we saw a few others, but you were the first one we saw. So thank you for sharing the podcast. And I will be bringing this to you Sunday.
All right.
And she goes to church with us. So Miss Nancy, share that. We'd like to give that to her. And I'll even sign it unless you don't want me to. No.
She's like, don't taint it.
Please don't sign it. Don't sign it. So what was you going to say?
I don't remember. It wasn't important.
No, well, I agree.
I think it's probably a dig on you, if I'm being honest.
I'd like to close
Bless you.
this podcast.
Gesundheit.
Don't have an itch. Okay.
I said I know, right? Sorry, I was muted. My bad.
I'd like to close this podcast with, my dancing might be embarrassing.
If we're elaborating on any more of your dancing, we can just go ahead and close. I can just go ahead and leave.
Can you dance? Like Gabby?
This is a trick question. I can't answer that one honestly, so we're just going to move on.
Okay.
But have you guys ever tried to go under a chair and back over a chair?
Wait, are you saying no?
Wait.
What did she say?
She didn't open her mouth at all, really.
She said no.
But have you ever seen these people that will sit in a chair and then go under it and back over it as
Did you
extra?
see this? Oh, bless it.
Yeah.
Did you see this?
Well, I tell you what, as a podcast bonus, I can't do it.
No, you don't have this live, do you?
Wait, what? What's going on?
Since someone decided I wasn't going to do
Pull up
this,
the podcast. Right?
but she started making fun of my dancing. And anybody, there's a video.
Wait a minute.
There is a video.
Do you know about this?
No, I don't know what we're talking about.
Your cohort that you're sitting beside.
Is that something that you can do?
try to sit in a bench
Well,
and go up under it?
there's this acrobatic thing that you can do where you like use your body weight to crawl underneath a bench or a chair by upper body and core strength. And
so my honest answer to can I dance is it depends on how many drinks I've had. Because 5 in, I feel like I'm a pretty good dancer, but I want to know how many did you have that you feel like you need to go under a chair?
I don't need to drink to be a rock star acrobat. Okay?
But it was 3 shots. But if we're measuring it.
Listen, all I know is that I was trying to do this thing that I'd seen. I saw a video. Someone else did it successfully.
For the love of God, Justin, keep the computer.
And I was
God
like,
help you if you see her with a bow and arrow.
I said, I feel strong. I think I can do that.
So, guys, I'm going to tell you what, for you guys listening to this podcast, there's going to be a link to Miss Lindsay trying to perform this acrobat. Oh, I've already got it.
Do you really?
Yes, I do. And I wasn't going to see last week, I was going to bring it up and I didn't. I said, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to be nice. But then coming back from the break, she wants to make fun of my dancing.
I shared it with my shopping group because these are my people.
Well, now you're going to share it.
And now my TW3 family knows too.
A lot more people. Guys, get over there. YouAreWorthMoreBook.com. You can pick this up for $15.97. You can also get it at Amazon. You can get the Kindle version as well. If you are ready to rock and roll, you're ready to take your money, your business, and your life to new levels that you only dreamed of before, then go over to TerryWilson3.com/enroll. Put your recruiter's name down and get started building your life, building your business, building and taking charge of your career. So go over to TerryWilson3.com/enroll and do that. And if you want to learn how to earn and want a real practical way and to have the tools, training, and technology and be in front of people just like you, average people doing above average things. If you want to be able to see how you can become a rock star as well and have enough time, Man,
It wasn't even close. It wasn't even close.
Yeah, you were showing in the video. Guys, I'm just telling you, if you hadn't seen this video, we're going to link that video. You have to see this video.
That was more than 3 shots easy.
No, it wasn't.
It's just, I can do it.
We were just hanging out, just me and Justin one night.
But see, she's got that time of margin in her life. That's it. So.
Yeah, that's the real lesson there.
Guys, we're off for the month of September. We're not going to be doing any more podcasts. We'll do our last membership training this Wednesday, and then we're off to Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and England and enjoying life and taking what we just showed you tonight, this process with the tools that we have at TW3 and enjoying life. So we invite you to do the same.
And take challenges, take risks.
You will have enough margin in your life. You can do stupid stuff, just like Miss Lindsay. You know, and afford the insurance that it would require in case you did something goofy like this.
I mean,
you guys have got to see this video. We will be posting it. We will be posting it with this podcast. It is something to behold for sure. Ronald, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Till next time.
Thank you for listening to our show today at TerryWilson3.com. If you would like more information on how we can take your money, your business, and your life to the next level, then please visit us online at TerryWilson3.com or call 800-673-1728.
This is the Terry Wilson. Really, I'm excited, Terry. I want to get started here.
Is this a celebrity, Terry Wilson?
Oh, my word.
How you doing, sir?
Dude,
don't even go there. I've been listening to this for a while, and I'm finally like, okay, guys, what a privilege. I mean,